Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mark Cole. I'm the director of the Satilla Regional Library System. We're here today to commemorate the receipt of $125,000 in community facility grants to our library system from the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Rural Development Division. This is actually our third such ceremony in receiving grants from USDA. Our first was in 2009 when we worked with the USDA and their Office of Legal Counsel to develop an application process that would coordinate rural development's requirements with the unusual legal structure of regional library systems in Georgia. And while these grants cannot replace operational funding for staffing and hours of operation that we've seen cuts in recent years, they will allow for technical upgrades for the library's operations and for books and circulating materials for the benefit of the citizens' educational and informational needs in Atkinson and Coffee counties. We will continue to work with USDA Rural Development for future grants and to continue these upgrades. So on behalf of the Satilla Regional Library Board of Trustees, I want to thank, first of all, USDA nationally for defining public libraries as essential government services and within the mission of their Rural Development Division. In USDA Georgia, we'd like to thank State Director Jill Stuckey and for the efforts of her staff, such as Donnie Thomas, her assistant, who is here today, Acting Area Director Jean-Marie Deloach, and Chandler Smith, our area specialist. We definitely wish to thank the members of our congressional delegation who wrote letters of support for our application. Congressman Allen is here today. We appreciate his time in coming to speak with us. Staffers from the offices of Senator Isaacson, Senator Perdue, and Representative Scott are here representing those members. And with that, I would like to offer Congressman Allen the podium for a few moments to make a few comments. Congressman.
Well, it's great to be here with you at this incredible, important occasion. Libraries are essential to not only our education system, but to our communities. I have a very close relationship with a librarian, my mother. My mother has passed on, but she, for some 40 years of her career, was a librarian both at my high school, where I graduated, and then later on to a new elementary school in Columbia County, the northernmost county in our district. Another great story about libraries and books is someone who just recently ran for president, Dr. Ben Carson. I don't know how many of you know his story, but his mother insisted he and his brother began to read at an early age, 2 books a week, and write a report. His mother could not read. In fact, she could not even though they submitted their reports to his mother couldn't actually read the reports. But obviously he went on to be a neurosurgeon, a world-renowned pediatric neurosurgeon, and his brother actually lives, I think, in Warner Robins, Georgia, and is an aeronautical engineer. So never underestimate the power of reading and the power of the library. I'm very happy to be here for this important occasion because it's grants like this that allow our libraries to, as we know, there are reduction in expenses across, in counties, municipalities, and also in the federal government. But it's great that the USDA is involved in our rural communities to provide the support that is so needed to both the IT and those areas of the library. As a member of Congress, as was said earlier by your chairman, I wrote a letter of support in favor of this grant, and I was very privileged to do that. The USDA is committed to improving the economy and quality of life of rural America, and these funds will do exactly that. With these enhanced improvements to technology and multimedia collections, the Satilla Regional Library System will fulfill its mission to meet the education, informational, and recreational needs to the area it serves. As I said earlier, public libraries are essential to not only this community, but our communities across the 12th district. They offer an abundance of information, and it's a place of learning, sharing, storytelling for people of all ages. It is truly the cornerstone of our society. Now, it is my privilege to recognize Jody B. Redding from Senator Isaacson's Moultrie office, who is joining us here today on behalf of the Senator. Jody?
Thank you, Congressman. Very good remarks, Congressman, very fitting. It gives me great pleasure to be here as well on this occasion, on this grant announcement to Satilla and the Regional Library System and the USDA for providing the funds that will ultimately that benefits rural Georgia, benefits our section of the state to increase access and opportunities for education for our students. One of the issues that we have in rural Georgia, as you know, of course, is the lack of broadband in some of our rural areas, and our libraries, of course, provide that very valuable service. And just a place to go to be able to concentrate, quiet, away from home or any distractions. But we just very much thank Jill Stuckey, who couldn't be with us today, but very glad to have our friend Donnie here with us today, who does an outstanding job for USDA. And our job in Washington is to, we see how beneficial these programs are. Budgets are tight. When we get to that point where when Congress is working on budgets, to keep these programs funded, so we can keep, administering, keep the money flowing to USDA to administer these grants to the areas that need them the most. But Mark, congratulations to your staff, job well done, and on behalf of Senator Isaacson, congratulations. Thank you. And I believe Charles White with Senator Perdue's office next.
Thank you, Jay.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, everyone. I'll just say this. For 2 years now, I've been receiving an email on a regular basis from Mr. Thomas. And it's great to put a name with, or a face with a name, but two, whenever I do receive that email, I know a partnership has happened. I know a relationship has happened, and I know a celebration is forthcoming. So whenever I do get those emails, I know something great is happening, and primarily for us here in South Georgia, that means a lot, especially for our library system. So on behalf of Senator David Perdue, congratulations, job well done. Let's keep those cards and letters coming to South Georgia. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Charles, Jody, and Congressman. Nice to meet you. First time I've met Donnie Thomas. Glad to be here today on behalf of Jill Stuckey. Jill's been with us since April or so and couldn't be with us today, but I have the opportunity to be here along with our staff. We've got G. Marie Deloach, I think has already been mentioned, as our acting area director, and Chandler Smith here also. And we have an office right here in Douglas. G. Marie's the area director for the entire southeast Georgia area, including Douglas, Statesboro, and Blackshear, right? So we've got those offices nearby if you need to access those. But again, so pleased to be here, so pleased to be able to work a community facilities grant with the library system here in Satilla. I appreciate you all so much for applying. I mean, we've got, Congressman, if we don't have a community to apply, they won't receive these funds. So we thank you all so much for applying. $125,000, right? You have some matching funds that's going to help the project materialize fully. And the good thing that we like about this grant is not just reaching Douglas and Coffee County, but it's reaching out into those small communities. And if I miss one, let me know. But Ambrose, Broxton, Nichols, Willacoochee, and Pearson. One more. Those small rural communities that, if anybody gets left out in this country, it's those smaller rural communities, and you all are reaching out to them. Thank you for doing that. I think it's $25,000 apiece, and again, we've already talked about the enhancements, the technology that's going to be involved in it. So we really appreciate it, and thank you for using our programs. You know, we can do all sorts of things at USDA Rural Development. We can help build and sustain communities, and our programs are basically divided into housing programs, infrastructure and essential community facilities, and business programs, those 3 programs. So this is just one of the programs that we can use. And this particular program, most of the funds are loan funds. low-interest loan funds, which is good for rural communities too. I mean, we all know grants aren't that prevalent and they're not that easy to come by, particularly with our country's budget situation. So most of them are low-interest, long-term loans for things like fire stations, fire trucks, hospitals, nursing homes, you name it, anything that might be considered an essential community facility. Just to let you know, we at Georgia USDA Rural Development this year expended or invested about $62 million in Georgia of those community facility loan and grant funds. That's a record for us. And we were pleased to be able to do it. There's a lot of need in Georgia, and we were able to do that this year for those type facilities that I just mentioned, and this $125,000 grant is a part of that. Every time we talk about our programs, and we can do so many different things, I do like to hone in on maybe one other program in case there's somebody in the audience that has a family, or you yourself, or city councilman, county commissioner, whatever, might be interested. One thing I'd like to say about is our Single Family Housing Direct program. It's a program we've had for rural people, individuals that come in and get a mortgage loan from USDA Rural Development, just like they would from any other private mortgage company. And this particular program has been around for 60+ years. It's for very low and low-income families, and for families that have less income in rural areas, which there are many than maybe the metro and the suburban areas. Just for instance, a family of 4 with an approximate family income of $37,000, $38,000, $40,000, somewhere in that range, can come to us and get a 33-year loan to either purchase or build a home up to around 1,800 square feet. Right now, that interest rate is 2.875% for 33 years. Now, you can't hardly beat that. That's the lowest that it's been in the years that I've been working. And I've been working a long time now. So, anyway, if you've got a friend, a newly married family, single person, we all know that housing kind of took the back seat during the recent recession. That's coming back. Let them know about our Single Family Housing Direct program. Get in touch with our folks either in Douglas, Statesboro, or Blackshear, and we'll be glad to work with them on it and do our best to assist them. So, again, we're pleased to be here. Thank you all for coming, and thanks for utilizing our program.